Like a Hellcat.
Hey guys, it's ZombieX, and I am here with another YouTube video. I am here bringing you guys a new series that I hope you guys will enjoy because I thought it was a cool concept. Don't ask why I thought of this, I just did it because I think it'd be cool to have a hero with a disability and a weird quirk. So, yeah. So, Deku, he's gonna have a quirk in this series, but he's gonna be blind. So he's not gonna be born blind. He's gonna be born with sight. Okay, and then when he's 4, before he even gets his quirk, a big gasoline truck is gonna a big gasoline truck has crashed, and gasoline flew everywhere, getting into Deku's eyes. Now, this is very bad for his eyes, and after that, he went blind, completely blind. His eyes hurt, and he was in so much pain. So the doctors, they they did surgery in his eyes so that his pain is gone. He just can't see, and he and if he looks at the sun, his eyes hurt a lot, which is why he wears the bandages over his eyes. Now, because Deku is blind, he gets made fun of, especially Bakugo makes fun of him for being, because they assume he's quirkless, and he's blind, so they say he's even more useless. And yeah. So one day, Deku wakes up and he's gonna go to school, and he basically looks in the direction. Well, he can't see, but he turns in the direction of a crow, and he can if he had his eyes, he'd be looking at it. So suddenly, his sight pops up, and he's able to see. And he asks his mom, "Mom, where am I? Why am I on top of this giant pole?" Inko is very confused. She's like, "What do you mean? You're on flat ground." No, he says, "No, I'm on a pole." And then the crow turns around and he sees him, and he's like, "Wait, no, this isn't me. These are somebody else's eyes." And then Inko looks around and sees a bird on a pole with red eyes. It's a crow. And crows don't have red eyes, they have black eyes. So she realizes that he's seeing through the crow's eyes. So she takes him to the quirk doctor to see what his quirk is. And apparently he is able to control crows. He's able to do certain stuff with crows. So with crows that he has strong bonds with, he's able to if somebody looks into the crow's eyes, they get put under an illusion, and he's able to make the crows look like him, so he has a crow clone as a decoy. So he's also able to see through the crow's eyes and control them. So yeah. What do you want? Can you get out? Okay. So yeah. Excuse that was my sister. She came in. So yeah. he goes to school the next day and he says, "Hey, I have a quirk." And everybody sees that there's a bird on his head. That's his pet crow that he has, that he uses to look through the eyes of because he can't see. Now, Bakugo walks up and he says, "Why do you have a crow on your head, dork?" He says, "Because it's how I see." And he says, "How can you see? You're blind." And then Deku says, "I could see through the crow's eyes." And everybody looks, and somebody puts some fingers up, and he says the number of fingers that that the kid's holding up, and they're amazed that he's able to see through crow's eyes. And he says, "I could also control them." So he brings all the crows around to him. I'm also able to make clones out of them, so he shows them how he makes clones. And then he says, "I could also put people under illusions." And so somebody looks into the crow's eyes and they're under an illusion, and they're like thinking that nothing's happening. Or no, they're thinking that giant purple elephants are chasing them. So, yeah. And it's not like in their head, they're literally running around because they think there are giant purple elephants chasing them. So, yeah. So that's Deku's quirk. So during recess, since he's still 4, there's still recess, Bakugo walks out to him and he says, "Hey, bird brain." It says something mean. I don't know. I'm not really a mean person, I don't think. I don't really know what to say. So yeah. Deku gets mad, and so he summons some birds to peck Bakugo on the head. So they start pecking Bakugo on the head, and starts to let off explosions to freak them out, so they fly away. And while Bakugo was distracted, Deku made a crow clone to stand there and take the beatings. So the clown takes a beating, and then Deku sneakily walks behind them and goes inside. So when the bell rings, Bakugo walks inside and he sees Deku, and they're perfectly fine. He says, "Didn't I beat you up during recess?" And that's when the teachers caught him. The teachers hear that he beat him up during recess. Get out. And they send him to the principal's office. So yeah. Now, time skip to Deku being 14, and he is, or fast forward to the start of the anime, and the teacher says, "Now it's time to figure out what you guys want to be in the future." And he's like, "I'm just kidding," and throws all the papers up, and he says, "I all know you guys want to be heroes." And everybody with their weird quirks flashes them off and stuff like that. So, Bakugo says, "Don't lug me in with these losers. They'd be lucky if they make it as a sidekick with a D-lister." And stuff like that, and he keeps on ranting. And the teacher says, "Oh, Bakugo, you want to go to UA, don't you?" And he says, "Yep." And then he looks on the paper and sees Midoriya. And Midoriya wants to go to UA too. And he's like, "Midoriya, you want to go to UA too?" And he says, "Yep." And so yeah. Bakugo gets really mad at this. He walks up to Deku at the end of class, and he says, "Hey, nerd." Hey, nerd. No, it's more like, "Hey, nerd. You better drop out of UA before I kick your butt." And Deku's like, "Why would I drop out of UA?" And Bakugo's like, "'Cause I'll kick your butt." And Deku would say, you do realize you don't scare me. And I'm not gonna drop out of UA either. Because I don't have a reason to. And then he just walks out. Bakugo exploding a couple desks because he's mad. Now, Deku has to get home fast, so he goes under the bridge, or the tunnel, and the sludge villain attacks him. Now, Deku, seeing this with his crow, he makes a crow clone real fast, and the sludge villain attacks the crow clone. He goes behind the sludge villain and says, "Hey, over here." Sludge villain looks and sees the crow on top of his eyes and looks in the crow's eyes, therefore putting him in an illusion to just stand still. And All Might comes and he says, where's the sludge villain? Why isn't he hurting anyone? And Deku says, oh, because he's under my illusion. And All Might says, oh, okay. I'm just gonna go collect him. And, yeah, so, All Might says, is that your quirk, to put people under illusions? Deku says no. Basically, it's weird because I can do certain things with crows, and I can control crows. So, yeah. So, Deku basically just walks off because he doesn't really fanboy over All Might. And he just walks off and he goes... And he goes to sleep. So, yeah, so the second part of the sludge villain attack doesn't really happen. And I guess I'll do the 10-month training arc and the entrance exam in the next episode, and maybe the fitness exam. And then, if I'm feeling nice, I'll probably do the USJ arc too. But that's it. I'm just gonna end the video now. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and bye.
Peter Pan, that's what they call me. I promise that you'll never be lonely.